And three, two, one.
I started off with the old opener, and we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Enough to Be Dangerous. And as you can see, we've got two of our glorious crew members bedridden.
Yeah, the DJs have taken over.
DJ Takeover. It's
Yep, rocking my Nervous record shirt.
been
I
known
was
to
finally able
happen.
to order one.
Yeah, it brings back memories. I did not get a notification.
Nor did I, but I was on the feed already. So
Oh, okay. Is that how it came through? Oh, okay, yeah, it's coming through. All right,
yeah, it pops up. But
cool. Yeah, it comes
when
up
I
with
do
YouTube.
with ours, it actually pops up as an alert, like a text message sound goes up, bing. M3 is live.
I don't know why my air conditioner just kicked in. I thought I had turned it off. Hold on. Talk about your day so far while I turn off my
My
air conditioner.
my day so far has been my week so far has been filled of fireworks going off all the damn time, like constantly. And it's not like little Arizona fireworks that I'm used to, like little baby mortars, little black cats, some M80s here and there. We're talking about they basically set off a pyrotechnic show like two streets over.
Are you sure it's
uh,
fireworks? You are in California now.
so yes, there is a distinct sound. So this is one of the reasons why when I first went shooting, they're like, "Hey, you got to wear ear protection." I was like, you know what? I get that. I need to know what this sounds like in real life for my 9, my 40, and my AR. So I know if it's going off in the neighborhood that it's not someone setting off fireworks. And with a gun, there is a distinct crack that goes off with it. And they say it's the bullet breaking the sound barrier. This little mini uh, sonic boom. But ever since then, I've realized that, yeah, you know what? Every time fireworks goes off, you hear a boom, a thud, a crack, usually followed by a trail, like a whistle or something, because a lot of these have whistles or whatever afterwards. Gunshots don't have that. It's very sharp, precise, and yeah, there's a
That would be
distinct
cool
sound.
if you had a bullet that did do that. Follow the sound and you'll find your victim.
I'm literally, as soon as you said that, I pictured like a 90s style, like I'm gonna get you sucker, like skit where like there's gangbangers, like almost like the Beat It or the Bad video of Michael Jackson, and they're like two crews going against each other, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, sucker, I got you." Pew,
Well, they did
pew,
make
pew.
like in Star Trek and Star Wars, the don't the laser guns, like there's kind of a lingering sound that follows the beam.
So there is, and so here's, oh, I actually just watched. I have to rewatch the last episode of Star Trek again
Which
because
Star Trek? Strange New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds.
Why do you have to rewatch it?
Um, I think like a quarter way through it, my mom asked me to help her with her bills, and I was like, "Oh, I could do this all at the same time." So I'm used to paying my own bills, and I could watch a TV show at the same time and not miss it. But then again, the last time I wrote a check was in 1995, and now someone's asked me, 20 some odd years later, and I'm like, "Who does this?" So I'm trying to pay my mom's bills online, but she has no account, she has no email, so I'm like hoping some of these places have like a quick guest login where you could pay the bill. So I ended up, like, it was playing, but I wasn't able to really watch it and pay attention. But one thing I did notice, and I brought this up in Discovery, I think they did it. And oh, actually, it started in Enterprise. So in Enterprise, they don't use phasers, they just have a pistol. and the pistols shoot like bullets. And they did it in the movie too. The one with Khan, whichever one, when they go down to the planet, whatever, and they're shooting, and it's, ping, 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 and it's bouncing all over the place. My thing was this: why did they get rid of pistols and move to a phaser? Because now with a phaser, if you watch Next Generation, you've got to sit there and go, here, I'll use the keychain, beep, and you got to hold it there. Versus tap, 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 tap. If you're moving, you're going to get hit. But now, I've never understood how people miss if you're using a phaser. It's basically just a glorified laser pointer. How is it you shoot at somebody hiding behind a bulkhead with their elbow sticking out, and you just don't move the laser to hit them?
I mean, technically, a phaser would be just like a lightsaber, right? Just like a long-ass lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly.
Wave it around,
Right, just kill everybody in the room.
Just chop someone up.
But see, and I never understood why they went away from that. Even with the when they got the rifles, I was like, or they first showed the phase rifles, I was like, oh, cool. It's gonna be like an assault rifle or whatever. Nope, it's just why this? I envision they got to a point of walliness where they were just lazy. And I'm like, man, I would have stuck with the regular pistols just because, you could lay down a spread of fire. Torpedoes do that. And actually, I don't know if they do that with all their weapons. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, if you could do the what is the main phasers called? Phaser banks, yeah, on the ship, on the Enterprise, or any of them. I mean, just think if you could put like a little fader there or a cutoff valve that just stopped it. You could progressively make way, and your enemy wouldn't know where exactly you're shooting for. Because then they're like, if I were to go against the Enterprise and they're shooting their phasers, and what's their number one thing? Take out their engines, target the shield generator, target this. Oh, that big laser light. Obviously going for our shield generator. Let's rotate the ship so it never hits it. Why you giving up your plan like that? That's just don't make no sense.
Now, you mentioned laser pointer. What would a mirror do? Like if you just held the mirror up in front of a phaser ray?
I have wondered that myself. And I think depending on the backing of the mirror, it would either blow through the mirror or it might deflect it.
Because what is the laser? Is it concentrated light energy?
I don't know.
Because that would reflect.
You would think so.
There would be impact where it touched the mirror, and yeah, like it would heat that up and possibly burn through. But
right, and if it's a constant force like they are now, yeah, it's just a laser beam. It'll eventually burn through the mirror, whatever reflective surface, and then melt through you like number one in Stranger Things, and just or whoever that guy is.
Henry.
Henry number one.
Vecna.
But
yeah, is this a transition?
It's a slight transition.
Segue?
It's a slight transition because the Star Trek started out at that time, and they have not implemented any Star Trek references in this show. Yet they're clearly biting off of the Terminator in season 3, the Rushing dude. They took the Terminator and mixed it with Dolph Lundgren's character from Rocky, and then they set it in the Rocky environment in Russia. So I'm like, and like it got to. There were several scenes like when he gets hit in the head, he like turns and he's like, he literally does the exact same turn, camera pan, and everything that they did in the Terminator. I was just waiting for the the Terminator sound, and then
shout out Ukraine.
So I upgraded my analogy from being a Goonies knockoff to now now it's got so many people, it's the Scooby-Doo troop. It's very much a Scooby-Doo troop situation going on, especially this season 4, where everything is like in a dark, scary swampland, but it's the upside down, and they're running here, and we got a bike over here, and I'm like, this is very Scooby-Doo-ish. I'm still watching it. I'm still interested.
I mean, there is a Volkswagen. Isn't there like a Volkswagen pizza van? So
yes, there's that pizza van there.
You do have some Scooby-Doo kind of crossover.
That's why I was like, man, that's kind of weird. But all the stuff that they're doing, like science stuff, I'm like, you got a ham radio. You're talking from Illinois, or no, it's Hawkins, Indiana, to Nevada through a ham radio. Okay. I got that. And all the little hand radios that they have in between hand, they're all within range. My question is, do they not realize that a ham radio is an unsecured channel? Like,
right.
They're running from these government agencies that have tapped their phones, tapped all this other stuff. Why have they not just listened to the radio? It's an AM radio. Like, you could tune in and hear their entire plans. That's why I said, you know what? This is very Scooby-Doo-ish. Like, they're sneaking, 5 kids sneak past a parent who's less than 4 feet from them and get away with it? Really? Just because their back are turned?
If you go back to the mindset of people in the 80s, do you think, were people dumber back then? So,
yes.
So, I mean, on both sides, right? The law enforcement, government agencies, you know, they were probably dumber back then. The kids clearly, you know, don't have much capacity for putting any thought into any plan.
Yeah, they're the ones that are leading this thing and winning every fight that comes up. And it's like, how are you going to be so smart to wire up a ham radio to a battery and, you know, stick it out in the middle of the field, do all this other stuff that they're doing, knowing Morse code, and the other thing is, how is everything tying back to D&D? Like, ever since season 1, everything that goes on ties back to Dustin seems to know, oh, it's this guy from D&D. Oh, it's the Mind Flare. Oh, it's the Vakada curse or whatever. It's like, now the question is, and I haven't finished, does this main character, did he play D&D before he got, you know, taken over and turned into what he is now? But I don't, from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like he does. So how is that? How does Dustin know all this? That's exactly what it is. Like, everything they've done so far is like, hey, that's just like the guy in D&D.
Are you still in the middle of episode? Is it 8? Or did you just wrap it up?
I will tell you.
Because the last episode, the 2.5 hour one.
So I've been thinking.
Hold on. Damn it.
You know, it's the season finale, of course.
I have 45 minutes left of the season 8. So I'm almost halfway through it.
Dang. All right.
Or no, episode 8. Sorry, not season 8.
Okay. Yeah, we guessed.
Yeah, they just hijacked an RV, so.
Okay. I know where.
And that's where I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And as soon as they said that, I was like, this is either going to be some troop on Escape from Witch Mountain, or it's just going to, you know, double down on the Scooby-Doo action. It looks like it's doubling down on the Scooby-Doo action.
Yeah, they're going to go into the haunted house, per se. And
right.
You know,
somebody's going to pop up. I'm still waiting for the guy that's going to pop up. Oh, would have got away with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
And this meddling mutt. Yeah.
Right, exactly. That was the other thing I noticed also. There's no other cars on the road.
Well, it was the 80s.
At any point in time during the day, the only time you see other vehicles is in front of the school, when the sheriff drove up to the police station, and that was it. Like, anybody else that was driving, they never passed any other cars. unless it was directly involved in that scene, like with that Max's brother Billy. Other than that, or somebody driving to the mall, there were no other cars like driving around. And we need our fact checker. So I did a lookup. Hawkins, this fictional place, has a population of between 10 and 15,000 people.
Okay.
Now the fact check that I need to find out is that bigger or smaller than Sierra Vista?
No, that's smaller. Sierra Vista is about 50,000.
Okay. So then we're gonna go ahead and say it's probably around Huachuca City size then.
Now Huachuca City's probably about 1,000.
Damn.
Huachuca City's very small.
I'm trying to think. Patagonia, maybe?
15,000?
I'm trying to think of a comparable. Yeah, a comparable town that I know of.
It's
the city of Guadalupe between Chandler and...
I can't really think of a city that's around 15,000. That's a weird... because even like, if you looked at something like Douglas, I think Douglas was like 6,000. Casa Grande.
Now, are you saying
Casa
that
Grande's
Sierra
about
Vista,
30,000?
Are you saying that Sierra Vista is 50 to 60, including the base?
No, not including the base.
You think so?
I mean, that's just what it says.
Oh, okay. You Googled it?
Yeah.
All right. So even with that, then there's still people that have other cars there. People got to go to work.
Yeah, I mean, there should be cars. And I think it's a suburb of Indianapolis, I believe. So it should be, I think that's what that's kind of where they place it. That's why there's malls and, like, that's why they can, like drive a certain amount of time and be at a mall, right? Where the Russians were.
Right.
Because that.
And I still have issues with that too, that base. Like, how did you get away with building basically a university campus underground and not have a single person notice that?
It was the 80s. People were dumb.
So, yeah, there you go. That's answers the question. People were definitely dumb in the 80s. But I think as an 80s child, I think I would have noticed something like that. Like, where's all the dirt coming from?
You would have just thought, oh, they're building a big boiler room in the mall. They're adding a big furnace.
Then I would never go to the mall because I had issues with Freddy Krueger back in those days for a little bit. Like, boiler room? Nope, not going there. Right, I know who lives at your house.
So you still have some homework to wrap up the last couple episodes. Episode and a half. And
so I do have that. I need to rewatch Strange New Worlds, the last episode.
I probably got a few to catch up on. I haven't been remembering to watch it.
So here's the thing. Did you watch the last episode?
No.
All right. When you watch the last episode, listen for Uhura's first name.
The last one I watched was the one where they got kidnapped by those pirates or whatever.
Oh, you got some. Yeah, okay. When you're watching it, just make note of what they say Uhura's last name is.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to think that may not be the same Uhura from the Kelvin timeline, or the or the original series timeline. Because I'm pretty sure they said a different name.
Okay.
So it may be an ancestor like Kirk, like Lieutenant Kirk, who does make a reprisal. And is kind of a little bitch too. Like,
well, do the events of Discovery, when Discovery does the time jump, did they make some comment that change that could have an impact on basically creating a new branch in the timeline?
They never mention it. But you had a similar thought. I call that the Avengers paradox.
Yeah.
They don't say it. They do put in a clause that no one that stays in the current timeline is allowed to talk about it. But within 3 episodes, it's fleshed out. That why Captain Pike is all trippy is because he saw his own death in the future timeline, and this explains why Spock never talks about his sister, even though he tells somebody else about her as well, or watches a video with her.
Okay.
I'm like, that makes no sense. And if that is the same Spock from our original timeline, at some point in time, even in his later years, when he's serving with Kirk, it's irrelevant at that point. He should have been able. Should have said something about it or mentioned something. They did, however, mention Cybok.
Right.
Cybok is referred to, but he never really, that storyline isn't fleshed out during that episode. It's kind of like a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That doesn't lead to a cliffhanger, because the next episode, it has nothing to do with Cybok. So very interesting. Either that, or they're showing it out of filming rotation, out of storyline rotation. So
yeah, I'll have to. I don't know. I need to just get re-energized for that, because one of the storylines that I think is boring me is that doctor's kid in the transporter buffer. Like,
that gets solved.
All right, then maybe I'll be able to move on.
That annoyed me as well. I was like, that is the weakest of the weak sauce. But I can understand how that could be critical, because it leads to how Scotty survives a transporter accident and ends up on TNG, and a couple other people. But to have it carry out for so long, pull her out or let her die, do something, but it gets fleshed out.
All right. Well, that's a positive, knowing that will be resolved. So maybe I'll watch it, looking forward to that resolution, and then get past that. I was going to say, I watched The Terminal List on Amazon Prime.
All of it, or just like one or two episodes?
On Saturday, which was 2 days ago, I watched the whole.
You watched
the whole thing.
All of it.
It's a commitment.
Now, commitment, or were you just that into it?
No, it was good. It was good. Because
Jack Reacher good?
It was it was a it's kind of like a Jack Reacher meets what's his name on he's a
Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan.
Yeah, kind of like that. But what's the vampire dude? Angel. What's his show called now? His SEAL teams. Oh, SEAL Team.
Oh, SEAL Team 6. Or yeah, SEAL Team.
It's just called SEAL Team. So basically, Chris Pratt is a Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 7. And he goes on this mission, and like his whole platoon gets killed. Him and one other guy make it back. This is not a big spoiler. I think it's in the trailer that way.
It's in the trailer, yeah.
And so, but it leads to like a conspiracy as to why they died, and all kinds of corruption. And so it's pretty good. It's
okay.
Chris Pratt. He does he gets into a pretty good acting. It's not just a bunch of like superhero stuff that we're used to seeing.
Right.
He's actually doing some deep acting with like mental issues, PTSD type stuff, and he does a real good job.
So he actually has some words and lines and paragraphs, not just what, who's Gamora, where's Gamora,
right? Dance off, yeah. So,
right.
Now it's good. I would definitely recommend The Terminal List.
It is on my watch list.
Yeah,
definitely want to check that out.
You don't have to one day it, but if you got time to kill, then it's definitely.
I will tell you this: it was a toss-up between The Terminal List and Stranger Things, and I literally flipped a coin, and Stranger Things won.
Oh, see, I watched Terminal List first. I didn't watch Stranger Things until I think after I was done with Terminal List. So I watched Terminal List first, because I don't know. I had heard mixed reviews on Stranger Things. Now, I personally I liked it because it was so boring. The part 1 episodes of season 4, I just found were very boring. Like,
that's why I kept falling asleep.
Yeah, it takes them so long to just move the plot along. It's like, can we move this plot along? Like, everybody's just talking and you're like harping over the same thing for like 15 minutes, and then you finally make a decision, and like there's too much driving around, there's too much like riding bikes, and like there's just not enough activity, like real meaningful activity, other than like this filler. And so I mean, season 4 still has like the last 2 episodes, there's still a lot of filler, but at least you get to some action. Like, you eventually get to some action, probably in that very last episode when I don't know, like, even with the last episode of part 1, episode 7 or whatever it was, like 11 just decides she's gonna like slam somebody like with her power, and it just seems like you just decide that. Like, why not just do that more often? It's like, why does it always have to be some big monumentous event? Like, you clearly have power.
I think so. I asked that same question, and the episode I'm watching and the one before that explain why. She had all the power, and then she PTSD'd herself to forget she had that level of power. She's literally like a Jean Grey, with her own mental block, until it's a monumentous event, and then she lets out a burst, and then it like trickles out for a little bit, and then she doesn't know how to access it again. So, and I have a feeling that's what's going to happen now after she gets retrained.
Actually, she's already died. Think about the scene, and you probably saw this scene where her and Papa locks her in the room and says, "You're not ready to go yet. I'm not letting you leave."
Okay.
And she says, "No, Papa, I'm going." She says, "Don't try to stop me." And she turns her back on him, and she's trying to blast through the door. And what's he do? Did you see that part already?
No, I haven't seen that part. Wait, no, that was that was at the beginning.
Yeah, that was at the beginning. You should have saw that already.
Oh yeah. So the first time they drugged her after the old dude, I forgot what show he's on.
Yeah, Mad About You.
Yeah, Mad About You dude takes her down there.
Right.
And why do people do that?
Right. Why turn your back on somebody?
Why do you turn your back on the villain and then just
people never get it. People, I mean, to me, that's just in real life, you would not do that. You would be like, get over here, stand over here where I can see you, and I'm gonna blast through this door. You stay there, I'm gonna blast through the door.
Or just stand like straddle, like, okay, I can see you, I can see the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't understand that. And then the other question is, okay, she knows she can't turn her back. Why didn't she try again the next day or an hour or two later?
Well,
but now I see, like you said, she has to remove that mental block, and that's where we discover Vakta or whatever his name is.
So have you gotten to the part where so we're back on Stranger Things. So they've got
brought it back around.
They got her in the pizza van, right? So she's in the pizza van with them?
Nope, not there yet.
Okay. All right.
That's the part I'm waiting for.
All right.
And I'm like, I'm logically trying to think of, okay, pizza van's going to Nevada. She's in Nevada. She's trying to leave. Okay, that timeline tracks. They're going to meet up. But now I'm like, how are these Russians, how are the people that are trapped in Russia going to get back to the U.S. within X amount of hours? Unless there's a gate.
No spoilers from me.
That's what I said. Unless there's a gate, it's not going to happen.
Well, I'll give you one spoiler. They won't all get back together, but they still find a way to triumph, at least for this round.
So does it end on a cliffhanger then?
Season 5 in the works.
I was about to ask, is there a season 5?
Yeah, there's season
slated.
5. Yep. It's the wrap. Yep. Season 5 is going to be the conclusion. See,
and we were just talking about when actually no. I was going to bring it up, but I think your brother kind of sidetracked us. When shows jump the shark. And I just happened to I got a notification after our last podcast from Watch Mojo of like top 40 shows when they jump the shark. And I realized I used to be mad at Netflix of only doing 3 seasons and then ending it. Now I kind of know why. Usually after the 3rd season, it goes downhill. 3 seasons is like the perfect trilogy.
Yeah. I mean, if the writing's good, I mean, some scenarios just you can't. Yeah, 3 seasons, that's pretty much going to be your peak.
Right.
Kind of like, well, The Flash, I don't know what happened there, but no, so we need to fact check too how old Millie Bobby Brown is, because we'll have to fact check her age before we comment on some of her wardrobe choice. But she was.
Are you talking about her little swimsuit or something else?
No, yeah. So when she's so you're gonna get to some scenes where she's wearing a very tight top, a very tight blouse, and it's almost like whoever the director is like, we want to emphasize the top area, and catches you off guard. You're like, huh? There's some top area there going on that kid. Which I believe she's 18. If she's not, then I take all those comments back.
She is.
All right. See, there we go. We're safe.
She is February 19th, 2004.
All right.
So here's the weird thing with that. So first of all, I realized after the first couple episodes, she looks just like my friend's daughter, Aubrey. Like in the first couple of seasons when she's young. I'm like, man, that looks like what Aubrey's facial expressions are going to look like when she grows up. They have literally the same kind of face. The one thing I can definitely, I'm looking at the YouTube thing. I could definitely say I give props to is that they didn't try and force the ages. They just let them grow up.
Right.
I mean, you can clearly see, the physical differences on them as they're growing up.
Puberty.
There was something. Oh.
But what's up with the dude's bowl cut? I mean, they make it look
So
it's like, what?
The bowl cut dude. I don't see the bowl cut dude. I think that is the wokeness that has not been awoken yet in the show. I have a feeling about that. Everybody else's haircuts kind of on point for that time frame.
Was there always one dude in your crew in the 80s that had the bowl cut? I mean, I would say if there was, then that might have been my brother. My brother might have been the one with the bowl cut back then.
I don't know. I mean, my crew was pretty diverse. It was Asians, Mexicans. I don't think anybody. Well, I think there was a dude that had a bowl cut for a little bit.
All right, so it's kind of like the fedora.
Here's the thing.
The fedora rule, right? One bowl cut per crew.
So, and this is one of the fact checks I really wish I had my computer for. So, in the part where they go to Nevada and they get the hacker to do all this stuff, she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna trace their IP address," and I'm like, and they're talking about, "Oh, I'm gonna go through a geolocation service." So I'm like, "Whoa, pause, hold on."
Hey, she's high tech.
That's because it didn't exist.
Not to you. Not that you knew of. Because we were busy on CompuServe and AOL.
Yeah, but see, the difference is this. I went on to that because I had already done the other thing, and it's boring as hell. Now, going on to, my dad had dial-up, and he had his work computer. That's why I got in trouble a lot, because I used to break into that thing. My dad was not good at picking out passwords. Like, I could guess them within, like, an hour. But yeah, accessing bulletin boards and things like that, it's literally it's the original version of Reddit. So when she's talking about tracing, running it through a geolocation server, geolocation didn't start till mid-90s. And that's from working at my previous jobs, both my previous jobs where I dealt with that. And then she's talking about, oh, well, I'm just going to trace the IP address. I was like, all right, well, and they were like, what's an IP? I'm like, okay, that's legit. I was like, you're not really going to trace an IP address to anywhere specific unless you have a direct connection.
Don't forget though, this is probably, I don't know what year. I feel like it's like later
86.
in the 80s. Okay.
It's 86.
All right. So
tracing an IP address to a house or even to a coordinate, a longitude and latitude, would not have worked. It would have given you a general city. Like if you were in Tucson, it would just say this person is somewhere in Tucson. This person is somewhere in Sierra Vista or somewhere in Phoenix. You're not going to get a latitude and longitude.
Well, what if it was a government facility?
Still not going to do it. Your IP address goes to your basic node. As corny as it sounds, yes, the internet's like a highway system.
We're going to have to follow up on that.
86, it's going to take you to the first major highway. Let's say if you trace someone's IP, which, disclaimer, I do not use my powers for evil anymore. I use them for good. And there was a time, and I apologize if you got any letters from Cox when I did this, because I was living with you when I did it. I traced one of my computers that I had given to someone. I remote accessed it to it. So from your house. So yeah, it gives you a general location, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll get their street address. Yeah, it doesn't. It just gives you a general location. So when this person was living in Sierra Vista and then just left Phoenix, it just showed Cochise, and I forgot what the name of it was in Sierra Vista.
I don't remember having high-speed internet.
We didn't. We had dial-up access, and it was in Sierra Vista. We didn't. It was dial-up. In Phoenix, when we had the apartment, you did.
Okay.
It said like Sierra Vista Municipal Internet Access or something like it. Some mom and pop little internet shop that was on Fry Boulevard. It showed that's where the IP was, because they were the service provider, and that's it. Now, that's why I said, well, this is BS. And, I talked to some of my friends online that are more into that, and they're like, unless you have a direct connection, you're not going to get an exact location anywhere like that. You're just going to get a generalized area. And so then I sent them a picture and said hello, and they saw the picture and like, oh, I said, hey, kid drew you a picture. And so I took my little picture, put kid's picture in it, sent it to them in an instant message with a little code embedded into it. So as soon as they got in, it got me my VNC access, logged in, I could see everything. Yeah, but I don't do that kind of thing anymore. But yeah, you're not going to get that. And the whole fact that she was like, yeah, the internet's going to change the world. I was like, in 86, there were rumblings of the internet, but it wasn't called the internet. It was called the Western World Wide Web, because there were two. The WWWW. So that's where I was like, ooh. I was like, you know what? This is season 4. This may be the shark jumping season. So, Netflix, if you're watching, give them more fact checking.
Yeah, but I don't think that could be the shark jumping moment. Or, I mean, that to me was just side plot. I think the shark jumping is going to be something, I don't know,
that I haven't seen yet.
Perhaps. Oh yeah. Yes. There is a moment. There's going to be a moment where I won't give any details, but I won't give any details. But I think that's a shark jumping moment.
There's also maybe I should call this the shark jumping moments, a segment. Because then I realized this. Based on what you just said on how big the town is, small little town, and then they said, oh, my house is 7 miles away. And they're riding bikes. And then they're literally sounds like they're riding bikes from one side of town to another, to then back again, blah, blah, blah. Yet they have all the time in the world. Like it seems like the day does not really pass them up. Either that or they pull what I call a Buffy cut. And one moment it's daytime, bright and sunny, and the next time it's the middle of the night.
We had a comment. We had a comment in the chat, so I was answering it.
Oh yeah, we got people in the chat. Who we got?
M3.
M3 in the chat, huh? Oh, everybody's out of pocket. Yeah, I definitely think the M3 takeover should be a thing. I see this as like we should do all these little special segments, like
almost like
in the 80s.
like the Arrowverse where we have a crossover.
A crossover? No, I was gonna say, you know how like in the 80s, like stay tuned tonight for a very special episode of Family Ties, and they're talking about, you know, drugs or drinking or whatever. We should have one of those, like a very special DJ only episode of M3 or a very special McAllister reunion, or a very special Sarah Vista only reunion
with Tootie and Schneider.
Right. Which I still don't think Chris has seen the new episode of Alice. Have you been watching the show called For All Mankind?
No.
I don't know if you like space travel, like the right stuff kind of space stuff.
Is it worth watching?
I think it is, because it's an alternate timeline. Basically, it's what would happen if we didn't win the race to space.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then,
yeah. Who won?
It's on Apple.
Oh, I don't have Apple.
If you have other means, other means to watch stuff, you can watch them there. And I think you might be able to watch them on one of the other hubs that reshows them, like Space Channel or Sci-Fi or Sci.com, whatever.
I'll look into it.
But it's pretty good. It's about 3 seasons in now. This one actually is staying strong though. It's gone from, you know, breaking the space barrier, the Apollo missions, all that, the Gemini missions. Again, while we're trying to catch up to the Russians, because we lost the race. And then it jumps to establishing a base on the moon, which is one of the things that was originally talked about with the NASA program, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. This is okay. What if we? Well, this is true. I mean, there's Transformers up there too, but no.
Shout out Ukraine.
But then it goes to, you know, having a space station on the moon. And still there's, you know, the Cold War still going on into the 90s. The Cold War is still going on. Damn. And then it's a space race from the moon, having a moon base and an international hotel on the moon, to launching to Mars. So, someone has started off their show. Why would you start fireworks this early? And it's still bright. You can still read outside.
I just realized I didn't even turn on my main light. I just have a light off to the side here, but it's not my good one. Oh well.
Well, sometimes you don't need that much light.
That's true.
Having one point of light enhances the focus.
The Rembrandt. Okay, so Stranger Things. I think we've beat down Stranger Things. Terminal List is on. I'm giving that a. That's a good one. I'll give a Stranger Things grade. I'll give it a B right now. And then when you get through the whole season, hopefully there will be some redemption. You know.
If I'm able to make it through that, 2.5 hours for a TV show. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, otherwise they could have made it like 5 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess we're trying to
episodes?
stick with the under 10.
Their episodes are like 45 minutes each, I think. So if you take... No?
This last season, each episode's been over an hour. An hour and 5 minutes.
No, I'm talking about the... normally it's not that long, but yeah, the final 2 are very long. But they could have broken those out into maybe 4, I guess. 4. They could have doubled it. But I guess they just want to make it a wrap, like just be done.
Either that or something really big is going to happen that they don't want to they want to start fresh with, and end this season on just a good note, bad note, cliffhanger, and then not have to recap
I would
or carry
well,
on.
what doesn't make sense about Netflix is why does it matter? Because like it's not like I mean, I guess they did split this into 2 parts, but they're dropping all the episodes on you at once, right? The first 7 episodes, boom, they're all out. You watch them all. Whether it's 1 long episode or 7 episodes, I don't know if it matters anymore, right? Because you're just going to, you just skip the intro. You keep watching, watch the next one, skip the intro.
Well, I think it's because they're trying to retain numbers. So yeah, we segue into the corporation talk now. So
yeah,
I think they're trying to save numbers, like what they did with what was it? The Ranch did this. They had a season 1, part 1, and then season 2, part 2, which was broken up in the different episodes, like 10 episodes apiece. And people are leaving Netflix. So I think if they have a popular show like this, having them, even though they're giving you a binge amount, I call it the binge dump. They're giving you those 8 or 10 episodes. They're also telling you that this is just part 1 of it. So they're making you keep their service for another 3 months, 4 months, 5 months until the second part goes down. But they're not doing it like regular TV where you got to wait an entire summer or more or wait till fall. They're just saying, hey, just wait, 3, maybe 4 months and the second half will be here. And then, your $9.99 or however much it is now will go back to being good. And plus, there'll be a bunch of other TV shows that we're adding, like the Umbrella Academy, which I had the same sense with Umbrella Academy that I did with Stranger Things, but now it looks like it's way better. So I think I may have
what's
to
way
step
better,
up
the
to
Umbrella Academy?
No, what I'm saying is the Umbrella Academy, when it came out, it was very slow. I tried watching the first 3 episodes with a couple of friends. It was really slow and slow to take off. So I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. But now that the story is picked up and it's like 2 or 3 seasons in, I'm seeing these trailers. I'm like, okay, now this looks actually better. It's no longer an origin story or whatever. It's actually into the meat and potatoes of it. So I may give it a shot. But I probably will watch I'll probably watch Terminal List before I do that.
I'm pulling up the Rotten Tomatoes score right now. Terminal List. If you watch the YouTube stream, you'll see that I got the browser going. Terminal List. I know it got a bad Rotten Tomatoes score from the critics. So look at that. The critics gave Terminal List a 34, but the audience gave it a 92. That just tells you the critics are out of touch.
Of course. That's like Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
I used to watch Siskel and Ebert just to watch movie trailers. And then when I started getting old enough to actually listen to them, I'm like, nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about how deep Harrison Ford's character is. And nobody cares about that. We want entertainment. But our parents want that deepness. Oh, he's giving it it's got whatever the Fonda chick is. I forgot what her name was. They're critiquing their acting ability based on something. And that was kind of one of the things that I've always had about critic ratings, especially Siskel and Ebert, and even Rotten Tomatoes now. How are you going to critique someone's acting and you're not an actor? What are you putting these people against?
Dang, the Strange New World's got a 99 from the critics and a 80 from the audience. So I think the audience score is probably where I'd rate it. I'd probably rate it at a B.
I would probably give it at B because I think the first 2 episodes wasted a lot of information. People should have gone into there probably should have been a disclaimer. Before you watch this show, go watch season whatever of Discovery.
Yeah.
And then you should have just jumped right into Strange New Worlds. But they spent that first 2 episodes, 2.5 episodes, going, oh no, I saw how I'm gonna die. Oh, I know their names. I know all their names. And it's like, dude, get over yourself. Spock's like, oh, I cannot talk about what's going on here. But yeah, I think if they hadn't wasted those 2 episodes, it would have been way better.
Let's check Stranger Things. 91 from the critics and a 90 from the audience.
Oh, maybe they're just looking for different things. I mean, their acting's fine. I mean, I don't really have any problems with their dialogue or how they're coming across.
Yeah,
I think it's overall concept.
I think it's too slow. But when it's good, it's good. I mean, when the action happens, it's good. It just takes too long to get to those little peak moments.
Like the whole escape from the Russian prison thing and them getting there. I think that took way too long.
Yeah.
I think they could have cut some corners there to help move that along.
Yeah, that airplane, that transport guy, there's just too much time spent on that guy. It's just like, you know what? The dude is a smuggler. They're trying to make his character. I don't know if they're trying to do like a little comedy bit out of that or something.
Nope, he's going to be the new Murray. He's going to become a cast member now.
All right.
Because they did the same thing with Murray. He was a bit character, and then he became a main character. Every season, the Scooby-Doo troupe picks up 1 or 2 new members. So this season, you've got the Eddie dude, which I don't know who this guy.
I don't know who the guy who drives the Scooby-Doo van.
No.
Oh, Eddie. So Eddie. All right. Well,
I don't know what the actor is, but I noticed that they hire a lot of actors that look like older actors. Like Billy, I thought that was like a CGI RDJ for a second, and then I was like, maybe that's the kid that did the Baywatch remake. And then I'm like, this guy looks like so many other people. I looked it up. He's just an Australian actor that nobody knows who he is. But I think they picked. He didn't make it, obviously, but he was the main figure point. They picked up Murray. They picked up Steve. Every season they're adding, they're turning the tide. They're bringing somebody that was against them into the fold. So now you've got what's his face's little sister, Eddie the Hellfire dude. Murray's now in it, and now they're probably going to bring the Russian prisoner that helped him escape, the guard that used to be a guard.
Yeah,
he's either gonna die, or him or the smuggler are gonna come members now.
I like that dude. I like the prison guard who turns. I guess I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
He kind of joins them at least through the rest of their journey. So he becomes kind of a part of their crew.
And so now next season we'll determine if he stays there, because I think they're going to lose some of the people, because logically speaking, half of these people should be in college by now.
Well, they are, aren't they?
No, that the Nancy chick, she's I guess a senior still, because she's at the high school newspaper with that kid that died. Eddie is a super senior, or super senior. He's still in high school.
But didn't I thought 2 of them went off to college?
No, they moved to a different state.
Oh, okay.
Will and his brother. His brother may be in college, but right. I don't think he's actually doing anything there. Yeah. So I think someone will logically move off to college or move away. And like I said, it's finally, now the town has had a town hall meeting. It's like, oh, now you guys are realizing these people are dead. Over the last 3 years, we've lost 200 people out of a population of 10,000. 200 of them are dead. Now you recognize that. So
I don't know how we got back to Stranger Things. I thought we called.
I thought we beat it to a 10.
Right. I thought we called call a wrap on Stranger Things, and we were talking about Umbrella Academy for like a split second, but somehow we got back to Stranger Things. I liked the first season of Umbrella Academy because I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I was like, all right, I'm going to watch this. But then the second season was just, I couldn't watch any of the second season, garbage. And I guess now
I can't make it to the first one.
it's season 3, and I tried watching one of season 3. I'm still skipping season 2. I don't even care what happens in the middle there, because to me it just seems like garbage. But I thought if season 3 episode 1 can pull me in, then I'll go back and I'll just sacrifice my time to watch season 2. But I couldn't even watch a whole episode of season 3. Like the first episode.
So you're going to reverse flash it.
I'm just like, I'm pulling the plug. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato top 15 or whatever TV shows. It's got Umbrella Academy in there. I don't know if it's top, but it's trending, I guess.
Gotcha.
Only Murders in the Building on Hulu.
I need to get that, but I need a Hulu account to do so.
I really liked season 1, and I'm just a big fan of Selena Gomez. I thought that.
Wait. Are we talking about Only Murders in the Building?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. Oh, this was the Steve Martin Short one.
Yeah, with Selena Gomez.
Oh, damn! I didn't even know she was there.
And I'll tell you this. Justin should have toughed it out or something. I don't know. He should have tried to stick it out with Selena Gomez. But with that being said, let's get back on topic.
There was another show. For All Mankind I'm watching. Oh, I have not watched the latest Miss Marvel yet. And I kind of think I'm gonna wait on it.
Until you can watch the final 2?
I get annoyed by it because it's only a half hour.
Yeah.
And that annoys me. Like, I was fine with it with Kenobi. I was fine with it with a couple of the other ones. But this one's like, when it's over, I'm like, what? It makes you want to watch more of it. And I think the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I just stack it up.
When I started watching Miss Marvel, I knew I was going to have to change my approach. I was going to have to change my expectation of a Marvel TV series and not just expect like top tier, like superhero stuff. See, to me, the learning how to be the superhero, sometimes I think here's what's missing. For one, I think Disney made a mistake with how they introduced this character. Because anytime you've seen any other character introduced, they've already had an introduction, whether it be in a movie or you just knew them, or they were just legend from comics or whatever, But with Miss Marvel, she's a relatively new character. Kind of created almost 4 movies, but I guess made in comics, but knowing that she was going to be a movie character.
So to that point, she's new to you. She's not new to me because she's been in the cartoons on TV for years. That's why America Chavez, she's not new.
Yeah, but America Chavez is different.
America Chavez is newer than Miss Marvel.
Yeah, but they introduced her in a Doctor Strange movie.
And they're gonna introduce the others with the other movies that they're planning.
But they didn't do that with Miss Marvel.
This is your introduction to Miss Marvel. Is this show? So this is like the original Iron Man. There was no introduction to the original Iron Man.
Who didn't know Iron Man? That's what I'm saying.
Right, but see, now you're at our parents' age. You're at the parent level. Nobody knows who this chick was. She wasn't there when I was growing up. And you're right. but kids, teens, preteens, young adults know who Squirrel Girl is, America Chavez,
Do you know that
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel was the lowest viewed Marvel show on Disney Plus
That's fine.
by half of the second lowest?
And that's fine. Because guess what's going to happen? You've introduced 2 of the Young Avengers already in there. Possibly a third, but I'm not quite sure on
Already
which one
in
they're going
where?
to do next.
You're talking about just in Disney Plus shows?
Yeah, Disney Plus. You've already introduced the Young Avengers. Miss Marvel, America Chavez, Squirrel Girl, Riri, whatever, who's going to be Ironheart, basically take over as an Iron Man costume, is already going to be in there. And I think that would have taken place sooner if they had kept the deleted scene where Tony Stark talks to his daughter in the afterlife in the actual movie instead of the cutting room floor. Because for a moment, she takes over, but Riri is a black girl from inner city, kind of like Spider-Man. And Miles Morales, they introduce it. They're the Young Avengers. So right now, you are witnessing the birth of a whole new genre of comic book movie hero tropes that are beyond what we know. Because you and I know Golden Age Superman, even though we weren't born, we know of them. Blue Beetle, Iron Man, the Hulk, Mr. Sinister, all these old characters, but we can't have those old characters forever. We got to introduce some new ones. And these new ones have actually been in comic books for a very long time. Now we're getting to see it on the big screen. So it'd be like, what was the first? Oh, I was going to say, what was the first, our topic? What was the first superhero movie you remember watching other than Superman?
Dang. Other than Superman, that's tough.
Because now, you know, you have Superman, Batman, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got them all out there. But this is that era. Like, if you ever
You're
watched
talking
the
about
original,
a live action movie?
Yeah, like a live action.
I mean,
it probably was
aside from
Teenage Mutant
Superman,
Ninja Turtles.
I mean, aside from Superman, the next one would probably be like a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie that I can remember.
Okay, so that's a huge gap. A huge gap.
Yeah.
Because the original Spider-Man, the Jeffrey Dahmer, which is Superman 2, was in 1979. So, and Tobey Maguire's 2 decades later.
Right.
So there's a whole gap there where, that's what I said, to you it seems new, but to the rest of people that have watched them and stayed in that zone of watching superhero movies, reading comics, cartoons, they're not new. That's why I was saying, this is why I like Miss Marvel and how it's shot, because it follows how the comic and how, or not the comic, the cartoon is, like with just the little things that are happening, like when they squiggle the text on the screen, like when she gets a text message or thought bubbles are always popping out.
I like that because that's kind of that goes with kind of her character building.
Right. Well, now it's getting to the point. And here's the other reason why I like it. They've tied it into the 10 rings. So I went back and I paused it. When they found the bangle the first time, and it's all blue arm, those are 10 ring symbols on them. So I'm curious to see how that plays out and how that ties in with everything else. Like,
well, the theory is that's a Kree. So the 10 rings and the bangles are Kree technology.
It's very possible. Because not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel is Kree.
Is she?
So if you play other video games,
well, she's Kree because they gave her the blood transfusion, right?
Right, she's Kree now. Yeah. So if you play certain games, they're like, oh, pick. You can only use these characters, and you select Kree. Captain Marvel's in there because she got that blood transfusion. So the other thing that I always wondered was, did they ever flesh out? I don't think they did. The return of Coulson.
I don't think he's officially returned.
Well, he died
Oh,
in the
you're
movie,
talking about. Well,
but
see,
they
there's some
brought him back in the Agents of
right,
Shield,
and now
and then
there's some
Agents of
debate.
Shield tied into the later movies.
Right, but there's some debate on whether the Kevin Feige team is going to take the Agents of Shield as canon. Even though
He kind of already.
it seems like it, but like what about what's his name? Like in the final season there was that one dude that became all powerful because he had the glob.
Well, let me pause. I haven't watched Agents of Shield beyond like season 1.5.
All right.
So I don't know.
But they are talking
people.
about an Inhuman show where Chloe Bennett will be possibly the lead in that, and that would be dope. I'll watch that if they bring back Quake or Sky or whatever she's going to be called.
But they already brought back. They already did an Inhuman show, and it sucked.
No, I'm talking about on Disney Plus though. Like they're going to do something. You know, Kevin Feige is going to oversee it now, not whoever did the TV show.
I don't know. He's the same one that played in. I mean, didn't Feige do Doctor Strange?
Yeah, but I mean, they got a couple strikes. They got a strike. They got strike one was the Eternals. Strike two, some people say it was Shang-Chi. I liked Shang-Chi.
I like Shang-Chi.
And then they say Doctor Strange was definitely a strike too. And I mean, people are saying that this She-Hulk is going to be definitely a strike. And the CGI, I can already see in the trailer, the CGI just looks pretty horrendous for She-Hulk.
Well, we'll have to see.
But
because
Thor, I mean, I think Thor is going to be. Can he pull Thor? You know, can he make Thor a hit after a couple struggles?
Oh, I already see it is. So if you go into, if you have a Fire Stick, there's a thing for Thor: Love and Thunder, and it has a little behind the scenes thing with him, and it shows some added scenes from the trailer. I can already see it's funnier. I can already see it's going to be way better. But no, I think so. With the Agents of Shield thing, you kind of have to make that canon because it references the events of Captain America. It references him being gone, and then he's brought back, and then references movies after he's been brought back. So it's like, how are you gonna say this isn't canon? And they've already sprinkled all sorts of Avengers, Endgame, Ultron, and everything else in Agents of Shield, and you even had like they're tied in with the Inhumans TV show, which had Anton whatever face play Black Bolt, and then you threw him in Doctor Strange 2 playing Black Bolt.
I'm looking it up right now. Is Agents of Shield? Oh, geez, I just typed "is Agents," and I can already see the next option is Agents of Shield canon. All I typed is Agents. Okay, here we go. Let's read if it's canon. So it says, now that the MCU is finally merging its movies and series, it's hard to know where Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., blah, blah, blah. But as the universe expands, fans are unsure. The Marvel officials weigh in. To answer the question, we look at the pages, the story of Marvel Studios, blah, blah, blah. Come on, just answer the question.
See?
By authors Tara Bennett and Paul Terry revealed the status of both shows. In short, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon.
But
Agent Carter is. So they're saying Agent Carter is canon, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon.
All right, then I'm not going to waste my time watching it. Yeah. Because any information I gain from it's not going to be relevant on any of the movies. See, they just messed that up. They could have had, syndication value in that, because with this gap in Marvel movies, man, people will be rewatching everything. But hey, I guess they don't want that money. They don't want that bag.
No bag for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So off topic or off off a movie topic. What is it? I think 10 more days. Yeah, Prime Day coming up. What you looking for?
I don't know. Man, I went to the grocery store today to go grab like some cheese and some ice cream and some hamburger buns, and things are expensive. Things got
They are.
expensive. A gallon of milk, I was looking at just walking by, the gallon of milk was like $5.39, and just chips, like some Lay's barbecue chips. I mean, a big, just like not the big bag, but just like a regular bag, it was like $6, and I'm just like,
Go look at cereal
it's like prices are
for the little
jacked.
bitty box. Like the little bitty box that used to be like $1.98. That's like $5-6 now.
I know, that's what I'll be looking for on Prime Day. Like, how much is a gallon of milk? How much is some cereal? It's like, how much is food?
This is why we need a fact checker. So I can't drink milk like that anymore. Like ever since, I'm gonna say, I don't know, early 2000s. I can't drink milk like that. Like I know we used to make fun when we used to go to Dairy Queen, and Robbie was like, "All right, we're gonna do this later." Robbie's like, "Nope, going home, not coming out the rest of the day." We're like, "What the hell?" Now I had to, and then when I started getting the lactose intolerance, I was like, now I get why Robbie would just go home. So my thing is this: regular dairy milk will expire because it's dairy milk. What about almond milk and silk? No, those aren't even kept refrigerated like in a lot of places. They're just on the aisle. So do they expire? Because it's not milk.
Need a fact checker. I'm pulling up the Bitcoin price. $19,000. I don't know why this website's stupid. 19,000 on the Bitcoin price, which is it's been hovering right around 20,000 now for a few weeks.
I'd be happy if I just was able to get one Bitcoin, and I'd sell it for that 20,000.
Well, you mean just someone gave it to you, or you would buy it for 20,000?
No, if somebody gave it to me, or if I mined it.
Oh, it just went up. You should have bought it at 19,000. Now you could have sold it for 20,000.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. I remember I was probably in the, I don't know what apartment I was in. I was with a bunch of other dudes that we worked at MCI people. We were talking about mining Bitcoins, and I was like, that just seems stupid. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go to Maloney's. Let's go do something. Let's go. Actually, that was when I was working at Sonny's. I just didn't care where I went most of the weekends. I was like, man, if I had actually stopped and said, you know what, let me go ahead and set up these Uber computers that I had set up running at the time, instead of just downloading torrents, I could have been mining Bitcoin.
Yeah, a lot of people put a lot of effort into that. I was doing a speed test. Dang, it tapered off down at the end. This is just on my iPad, though. My iPad is wireless. The computer that I use to host this show is wired.
Gotcha.
But I was just getting a sense of how this iPad is connected. What's this? Box Office Mojo. Let's see how the weekend was. July 1 through 4. Minions, #1.
Oh, snap, that's out?
Yep. Blowing up. 125 mil. Top Gun, still #2. Still up there, pulling in. Dang, pulled in another 33 million.
Dude, it's a holiday weekend, of course.
Top Gun is killing it.
America.
This show, Elvis, I can't get into that. The dude does not look anything like Elvis.
Is it a movie or is it a show?
No, it's a movie. This is box office. This is ticket sales.
Oh, okay. I saw the preview for it. I was like,
that dude.
Maybe if it was an AMC movie or a TNT movie or something, I'd watch it. But I'm not gonna go spend money to go watch that.
Dude, don't look like Elvis. Oh God, Lightyear is sucking. Lightyear. And you know what Disney said about Lightyear? They said, well, because of COVID, families still aren't coming out to watch movies. And then look what Minions did.
Right.
Minions is like, Disney's lying. Disney's
Yeah.
lying. We just made $125 million with a cartoon, with a family show. Yeah.
I think it's just, I think they're, I hate saying it, but because I'm going to fall into this category myself one day, but like Top Gun, not today. They're banking on the old heads. They're banking on old technologies and old theories. Like stuff that we grew up with. Oh, this will do great here. No, it won't. You need to get over that. You got to change. Got to adapt and overcome. You know, Buzz Lightyear, okay, it was great for kids up to Alexis's age. And let's say Alexis and Victoria, they both got their own kids now. They may go take it for go watch it for the nostalgia, but that's it. Nobody else is, because they have their own kids. I don't think any adult in our age group is going to go watch Lightyear just to watch Lightyear. I mean, because the kids that you have are now grown. So they're still thinking like the 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds, and they're going to go see it. Now, granted, you may go take Riley, but I think Patty will probably take Riley.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't you put Minions in that category? Like,
No.
What's the difference between Minions and Lightyear? Why did
Minions
everybody
is
go to see
classic.
Minions?
Because Minions took what Disney did great in the early 90s, early 2000s. Minions injects adult humor into children's movies. Lightyear doesn't do that. Toy Story 4...
You know what they do inject in Lightyear? Wokeness.
And that's probably why. So,
and you know they got rid of Tim Allen.
Yeah, because it's supposedly, a younger version of him. And he hasn't gotten that voice yet, which makes no sense. But regardless, I would watch, I'll tell you this, if I have a capability of watching Lightyear without paying for it, I might watch it over this week's episode of The Flash.
I don't know. I have no interest in watching Lightyear. It just seems...
Minions has always just been funnier. Even with the other movies, it's just the Minions themselves are hilarious. Because even though the Minion language is completely made up, it injects some amount of English, but it's enough that adults get the joke and kids don't. And that's what makes it hilarious. Because we are getting the inside joke when all the little kids are not.
Yep.
So I think that's why I think Minions did way more. I would go. I don't even have a kid. I'd go see Minions.
Let's check worldwide. Worldwide for 2022. Top Gun Maverick with the 1.1 bill. Doctor Strange is kind of stalled out. I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, it'll hit $1 billion eventually, but man, it's right there, right at the cusp of $1 billion. It couldn't get over that hump.
It's not going to anymore. It's free to watch on TV.
Right. There would be no reason to buy it. There would be no more ticket sales.
Yeah, like why are you keeping track of something that's now free? Not necessarily free, but wait, it is free. It's free on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you can watch it on Disney Plus. It's streaming.
Yeah.
But Top Gun, I think you still got to go to the theater.
You do. I think by Labor Day, Top Gun may be on Disney Plus.
No, it's not. It's Paramount. I think it's Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
It'll be on Paramount Plus. If not by Christmas.
Well, you know what they'll do
sure.
first is that they'll do like DVD or they'll sell it, right? They'll sell digital copies. They'll get some money out of that, and then eventually they will put it on Paramount Plus streaming. But they got to milk all those little possible revenue points first.
I don't know. I just read an article that they just now released the last season of Lucifer as a DVD.
Yeah, people still
like
buy that
where you
stuff.
can buy it. I've seen them go to streaming first before they go to digital, and I think that's a better way because if you put it on streaming first and then it's going away from streaming, then people have to buy it if they want to keep watching it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
look at that! You can tell this is the M3 Takeover because it's 8:45. And there's no one pointing out, oh, you know what time that is? It means it's
Right.
time to go. We should get that music.
I'm going to switch back to normal view. Let me see if this is the right button. Yeah, there it is. I did yard work today to cut the grass. And now like cleaning the pool is an everyday thing.
Of course. Do you have a cover?
Not yet. We won't get a cover until the end of the season, like when we're ready to
Why? Do you not get wind and storms and things like that?
well, they have to install they're gonna drill the mounting points into the concrete for the cover.
Oh, you're gonna get an electronic cover?
No, it's not electronic, but the mounts will sink into the concrete, and then somehow you wrap the vinyl hooks or whatever.
I see what you're saying. So it's just gonna have a base point where you can unroll it across like a baseball diamond, and then when you want to take it off, you pull it up.
The electronic cover was $14,000, so we didn't do that.
You got that. Sell a Bitcoin.
Well, I would have if I knew we wouldn't really need the heater. That was $6,000. I would have said, all right, we can drop this $6,000 and maybe do something else with it. But we may use that heater once we get into like September, October, November.
Isn't it usually snowing up there by then?
Now, it usually starts snowing in December. But
Okay.
It does start getting cold. But I guess, if the heater, we're going to have to use that heater. We already paid for it. So we are going to force some use of that heater in the later months of the year.
You need to get some solar panels.
Yeah, we need to get some solar panels to power the pump because
You can power the pump and the heater. You know how even a small pool, it takes a lot to heat a small pool, like to a point where it's comfortable for you to swim in.
Well,
And then if you don't heat it to that point, then it's a waste of electricity and a waste of having it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, there's no point. You may get some use out of it like before, like when it's spring going into summer, where you're just getting it warm enough to get in there. You could kind of tolerate it because you've been cold all winter. But keeping a pool warm enough to swim in when it's chilly in an open area like you got, You just might as well just open all the doors and turn on the heater and heat out the outside.
Like I said, if anybody ever asked, if anybody ever said, "Hey, we're getting a pool, what do you think?" I would say, "Don't get a heater. Don't get a heater because
not unless you got solar power to compensate for it."
Yeah, and I need to see about maybe getting a timer on the pump because it's wired into a fuse box, and so there's no timer on it. But if there was a timer, then I could have it go on every day at like 10 a.m. and then shut off at like 8 p.m. or something. Just have it on when, like early enough to clean it, like get the water rotating. Because if the pump ain't running and that water's just sitting there, then you just see the stuff start to like floating on it. And you're just like, all right,
yes,
that's nasty. So we swam today for like 3 hours. I mean, we were in the pool for a bit today.
I tried to go swimming before I left, but was not able to. It was just too mosquito-y.
Yeah.
And somebody apparently some of the Karens at the condo thought, because there's a sprayer that goes into the wall. It sprays out and it breaks the surface tension on the water, and it pushes, all the top debris into the filter. Basically the trash. Well, I guess the Karens didn't like having it on there because they used to hang out where it would blow out, and they basically broke it, and now they wouldn't repair it. So if you go in there and after it's been hot or humid, you get a lot of mosquitoes just chilling on the surface of the water, and you get out and you got like mosquito bites all over you. So was not able to do it, and yeah, I don't know anybody here in California with a pool. Hell, I don't even know if Cal Expo still exists.
I was looking up this article on TMZ about there was a shooting today at a 4th of July parade. It's crazy.
We're at
Highland Park, Illinois. I think it's a suburb of Chicago.
That's where you got all the hoodlums at and whatnot.
Yeah, let me get a picture of the dude that they got. Person of interest. Let me switch back to the browser view. So this dude has been posting mass murder videos for years. I don't know why they can't just catch these people. Like they've been posting mass murder videos for years, and you ain't got like someone keeping a tab on this dude.
I mean, you already got a watch list for the airport and whatnot. So wait, hold on a second. First of all, this dude looks like he should have been on Stranger Things. It looks like a mouse, or like the whole facial features.
Yeah, he looked like he got some kind of compressed face syndrome or something. He got CFS.
So, did you guys already do your fireworks tattoos
out there? We did some. No, we're doing. We went to a show in a town last night, and it was a pretty short show. Like it was probably 15 minutes of fireworks.
Oh, wow.
But, they do this real big final bang. I mean, it's like, and it lasts like 1 minute for the finale. But, I mean, they are just popping everything off. Like they're just doing it all. It's like blowing the whole load in one go. It is good. The nice thing about going to a big fireworks show like that and being close to where they where they light it up is you feel it. It's like you feel that thump.
Oh yeah.
And that's nice.
Definitely.
But we're gonna have one next Saturday. So next Saturday, right here, Patty's sister, they put on a big show. We already kicked in for that, but they do a big show every year, big fireworks show, and yeah, it'll go at least an hour. I mean, they keep it going. So
you should live stream that.
I thought about I can live stream from my drone.
Okay, you should do that, or use your phone, whatever.
I'll have to figure out some technology. Yeah, but I can't because we're gonna be hosting a bunch of people. Like we always invite people, and now we got the pool. So
no. What I'm saying is this: take one of your tripods, use your camera mount. You go get a cell phone holder, like what I have. Put it on the camera mount. Put it up somewhere. Feed power to it. Start your stream. Walk away.
I could do that.
I'm not saying sit and talk like this. Just live stream it, and so it's shooting the fireworks while it's going off.
A Chinese blossom. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice and orange.
You ain't got to do all that. But if you join it as a
Roman candle. Enjoy.
Ooh, actually, if you set that up, you could stream that as one person, and then the rest of us can hop in and we'll just talk while you're streaming fireworks.
Do the commentary.
And we're like, oh, did you see that one? Make sure to put yours as the center outlet, though. Like how the layout is now.
Yeah. I created a layout like this for M3 also.
Yeah, do that and just stream it. Then that way, if you do get a chance to hop in, out while you're perusing, you can just hop in and like, oh, what's up? Fireworks, see that? You see that? You see that? Oh, see now they're starting to pop off over here.
Yeah, this dude.
That's all right though. They
Oh.
have one.
All right, there's. See, now he looks a little creepy. He looks a little creepy, like he.
I mean, he's been looking creepy.
Yeah, he does look creepy. I don't know.
Like,
I just don't
all
see
right,
why.
First of all, the one with the tie, for a hot second, looked like your brother.
Yeah, that reminded me of our old shift manager outfits from Pizza Hut.
Yes,
Like
that's what I'm like, and that was a look of drop more dough.
Yep.
I need to drop more dough.
3 bags of pan, please.
Oh, the good old times of the Hut days.
Can't even go to a damn parade.
Oh, dude, what are you talking about? They were doing that all Juneteenth parades. They were having shootings and whatnot. So it's like people were like, "Oh, you go to Juneteenth?" I'm like, "Nope." Like, what about in Arizona? I was like, Arizona is different. Everything. Here's what I found out. Everything is different in Arizona, or maybe it's just me. I perceive everything different here in California than I did in Arizona. Partly because in Arizona, I always had a gun on my hip. I literally always had a gun on my hip. People didn't bother me. Bums didn't walk up to me. I literally had this lady there. I had to go to Home Depot to pay my mom's credit card bill there. Lady like followed me around. Hey, can you tell me how to get to Florida, bro? I'm like, lady, I'm not from here. Leave me alone. And they're just bums just everywhere. And it's like, you know what? They have no problem just walking up and like touching them, like, oh, what you doing? What's going on?
Yep.
Arizona, you don't have that. Arizona, we have the Juneteenth parades and whatnot, Martin Luther King parades, the George Floyd. People were like, oh, don't go out, it's dangerous. I was like, no, it's not dangerous. One, I'm on a motorcycle and we're riding through. Two, even if we do stop, half of us have guns on our hip. People are not going to bother us.
Yep.
You don't get that luxury here. And it's annoying not having the luxury of having people just not bother you.
True that.
So, one thing I noticed, oh, I guess they're lighting off. My mom just went outside and looked at them. This dude's been lighting off for like the last hour, though.
Yeah.
Like this sounds like a whole street got together and just like, oh, we're just lighting this off.
Block party. Which
we used to do. But I was never allowed to play with them. But, you know, you can light off fireworks. Fireworks have been going off since the day I got here. Like, just every day. People were like, oh, it's gunshots. No, it's fireworks. It's just fireworks.
Well,
but I guess it's better than.
I was going to say, I was going to give a shout out to Joey and Mike D, and you know, hope that we can regroup next week. And,
I think Mike should have casted from wherever he's at.
Yeah,
he's dropped in and said, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
I see it in your eye. Well, every time I look up at his picture, I think he's here. It's like, wait, is he here?
I'm like, Mike, are you frozen?
Yeah, might as well be. But all right, well, we'll.
That does look like it. That does look like a frozen pick.
Yeah, it's like, who's that behind you, man?
Right. Why are they so close to you? Just breathing all up on you. Oh, hilarity. But yeah, I think you should definitely do your drone cast. Your drone should join us next week while you do your fireworks show.
Yeah, I'll try to time it so that because my drone has about a 30-minute battery.
I mean, you don't have to use your drone. Just use your phone.
Oh, yeah, phone. I mean, it would be better.
Or the iPad, whatever.
It'd be better with the drone, but I'll try to do it with the with at least the phone, which should be doable. Actually, I could just my window faces where the fireworks are going to be, so I could just point a camera out the window, just to give it the effect.
Yeah, make sure your window stays clean, though.
Camera.
All right, so
Camera B, what's up? Right there. Oh, you can't see it on the Ninja. You can only see it in the live stream.
I'm looking at the live stream.
Well, there's like a 30-second delay, so you're in a time loop.
Oh, you're switching cameras. There you go. Oh, now I see it.
Yeah, I finally caught up on mine.
Yeah, eventually I will get a nice setup for that. I was hoping to have it done this week, but these people did not come and pick up this bedroom set. It was preventing the office from getting set up.
On my main YouTube channel, that's just called Thomas Murdoch, I go into some details about my setup, about how I'm able to hook up 4 HDMI inputs into just my low-cost M1 Mac Mini. Because that was a struggle for me to figure that out. So I shared that information to the YouTube community. I'm an ally to the community. Inputs? I'm an ally.
So what, you use an HDMI switcher or an HDMI hub?
I have 4 HDMI capture cards.
Okay. That are plugged into a USB capture cards?
Well, they're plugged into a USB hub.
Gotcha.
Well, technically it's a Thunderbolt 4 hub, but yeah, so there's 3 USB-C cards, and there's one that I just have plugged into the regular USB. Because this hub, the Thunderbolt hub, has 3 USB-C Thunderbolt ports on the back, and then 4 regular USB ports on the front. It's called a CalDigit Element Hub, Thunderbolt 4. And
gotcha.
But the reason why I made the video is because the most popular capture card right now is the Elgato.
I saw those.
And they did not work with this setup. With more than one, you start to freeze up. So if you ever want to do a multi-camera setup, don't do the Elgato. That's basically the point of my video, is go with this other card.
Now, did you put links to where these Amazon links to where to get all these things?
Yep.
Nice. And the M1 thing?
No, the M1 Mac Mini, I just got that at Best Buy. I don't know if that's still the best bang for your buck right now. If it's still $649, that's probably still a good deal for an Apple computer, because Apple computers are usually pretty pricey. So if you can still get one for $649, but an Apple computer is just the box itself. It doesn't even come with a mouse or keyboard. It doesn't come with anything. You basically get the Apple computer in a box with the power cable. That's it. Everything else, like if you need a mouse and keyboard, you got to go buy those separate.
Dude,
which most people don't need to buy that stuff. Like most people are going to have mice and keyboards. They're going to have a monitor.
Apple Mac Mini with Apple M1 chip, 16 gigs RAM, 256 SSD, 2020 version, $890.94.
Yeah, that's the 16 gig version. If I would get that one, if I could do it all again, I would get the 16 gig version, but I got the 8 gig version.
Now, here's this. Mini PC, 12 gig DDR4, 126 gig SSD, Celeron J4 125, basically up to 2.7 gigahertz. Windows 10 Pro, 265.
Yeah. I don't think it would take much to host this show. Like I said. Now it might take more if you're going to have all these capture cards hooked up though. So if you're going to have two capture cards, you might need something more than a Celeron. Celeron may not be enough for 2 capture cards. Plus, if you're going to host, like let's say I wasn't available for a week because I had to go out of town, and someone else was going to host. Joey could host, but like if anybody else wanted to host, their computer would need to be able to handle the other streams, and your own
Wait,
input.
how old is yours?
This is a 2020.
So 2014 Apple Mac Mini with 3 gig Intel iCore 7, 16 gig RAM, 256, 326. It's a refurb or so.
Refurb. Yeah, the difference is the M1 chip. The M1 chip
Versus an i7?
Yeah, the M1 chip is revolutionary. These M1s, because what Apple has done is they've put the CPU, memory, and graphics card all in the chip in the M1. So now the processor doesn't have to wait. See, the way a Windows PC is traditionally set up is you got the i7 chip, and then you have the memory chips, right? Those are separate, your DIMM chips. And then you got the hard drive. Well, I mean, and then you might have a GeForce graphics card or a Matrox. You know, Matrox got a card coming out. I couldn't believe they were still around. But they have to talk to each other, so they have to take their bus path, which is a little bit slower than if they were all just built right into the core. And so that's what the M1 is. The M1 just puts all that stuff in the core together, so there's no
So you don't have you don't have thoroughfare, you don't have to route or anything like that. Oh, okay.
And so that's why this bare minimum Mac Mini can handle like the 4 camera inputs, the stream, running the OBS, running the Ninja session, all that stuff kind of eats away at your processor. I wish I would have got the 16 gig, but at the time I was like, you know what, I'll just get the cheapest one. It was $649. I just want to see how it is. I want to check this out, this big M1 thing. And,
wait, so yours is the 8 gig. Is that right?
Yeah.
So yours is $659 right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's not much more.
Do I have any Amazon credits? No, I do not. So that is what I am going to be looking for during the Amazon Prime Day, is a laptop of some sort to work, because mine, I can't even show mine. Mine's in pieces still.
Oh, you know what? I must have hit a button when I was trying to kill that beetle. My microphone.
Look,
my microphone.
Here's the memory from my laptop.
So dim.
It is completely apart. Which, it's not hard to put back together, but I guess it's the weird thing of, I'm used to having a space to do this stuff with.
Right.
Like, even at the condo, I had a TV tray that was extra wide. So I could literally take apart stuff on it and I'd have space. And I'm trying to do this on a bed, because I don't have any desk or anything. And the only other thing I have is a kitchen counter that's 6 inches too high to do any of this kind of work on. So I tried it in there and it just got annoyed. And then, humidity kicked in. I was just frustrated. So I literally haven't put this thing back together, because I was just my aunt called and said, yeah, somebody wants to come get, well, now they're popping off closer. Somebody wants to come get the bed and bedroom set, and then they didn't come get it. I was like, oh, man, if I only had my computer table in that room, I could be doing so many other things than sitting here watching Stranger Things.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Laptop and a new computer chair is what I'm looking at for Prime Day.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for, to be honest. I kind of splurged earlier this year, back in December. Well, I guess last year. I kind of splurged with a Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I was ready for it. I knew there was some stuff I needed to get, and I just stocked up then. And I mean, now I have a wish list of stuff that I'm always watching for, but now I just watch for things like lightning cables. It's stuff
little things like that. Like that's what I look for. So
Like a
usually,
10 pack of lightning cables.
mine's usually the USB-C cables. Um,
Yeah.
I'm always down for a Fire Stick, because they're on super duper sales. So
Yep.
$9 for one, I'll do that. Or the Echo Dots, I can always use an Echo Dot and another. And now that I actually have an entire house, I can actually put an Echo in my room, an Echo in the living room, an Echo in the garage, and actually,
Well, you
utilize
got
it.
to at least have one Echo Show. You got to have at least
No,
one screen popping.
why?
Just one. Because while you're sitting there working, like I have one on my work desk, and so every now and then I'll peek up and I'll just see like a headline or something. Like, I don't know, I'll see the weather. You could just see
That's on my. That
information.
comes up on my phone.
Yeah.
That stuff's always on my phone
I don't look at
anyway.
my phone though. I don't have my phone when I'm working. I just have it set aside. But the Echo, I just have it there to tell me what time it is, to the weather, and that stuff's
Nah,
just
I'm
scrolling
good.
by, or it'll say, "Here's a good recipe." Like, you just see it on the screen. Oh, that looks good. Some good sausage biscuits and gravy or something.
Nah, I thought about getting a show, and yeah, I'm good.
Now, if you
Plus,
have a
I
camera, but if you have a camera, see, so we have cameras all around the house. So we've got Ring cameras on the driveway, where the pool is, in the garage. And so with the Echo Show, I can just say, show me the driveway. Like if someone pulls in, like, if we hear the alert, I can look at the Echo Show and say, all right.
Yeah. So with the security system we have with Xfinity, we can do that on the TVs.
Yeah.
So they have a voice remote, so I can be like, show the front door, and it'll show the front door.
Yeah.
And I can access it from my phone as well. So I get little alerts whenever there's motion, which I'm about to turn off because cats just are setting this thing off. Apparently, there's a family of skunks around here, so I've been literally getting alerts like motion at the door. And everybody parks on the street. So one of the prime spots is because we're a corner house.
Oh, they popping off?
Oh yeah, they're definitely popping off. One of the prime spots is in front of our house because we park in the driveway. So every time somebody pulls up and walks across the street, it alerts. So I need to adjust that so I stop getting all these damn alerts.
Hey, this is good tech talk. We haven't had like good tech talk on Enough to Be Dangerous in a while, and it's supposed to be one of our core themes.
Exactly.
Not enough tech.
So I'm realizing one of the things I probably should not have done, I should not have synced my data from my S10 to my S22 because it brought over everything.
Oh, and you filled it up already?
I didn't fill it up already, but I should have taken that opportunity to spring clean and just,
start with nothing.
Yeah, basically delete everything off of there, and then I want Facebook. All right, I got to download Facebook. It may be an annoyance that I have to download it for the first time, but once it's done, it's done. Right. But there's all sorts of things that I've downloaded on my S10, just multiple versions of apparently OneNote, because there's multiple versions. I got apps, ABC app, BTV, Discover Films, music programs, cloud tools. Just I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm like, I have to go through and delete all this stuff. So probably later tonight, while I get to a dull part in Stranger Things, I'll start deleting stuff.
Well, then you'll be deleting soon.
Off my phone. But, and hopefully, hopefully Prime Day does not, hopefully Amazon doesn't have the same problems that they had delivering my shirts here.
That might be something I watch for, actually, because I do have a wish list of shirts and stuff, like kind of trendy urban type shirts, like some other Wu-Tang styles. And like, I got like a Kobe, it's not a jersey, but it's like just like a number 8 t-shirt. So I got a bunch of t-shirts kind of in a wish list, and they've all been hovering at like $20 to $25. And sometimes I just can't bring myself to buy t-shirts for $25. And it's like, all right, I'll watch if that thing, because one thing I do, one of my tricks with my wish list is in the comment, I always put the price that it is when I add it to the wish list. Because they always brag to you when the price goes down, but they don't tell you when the price goes up. So when you're looking at your wish list, if you didn't track what the price used to be, that price could go up and you have no clue. But if it goes down, they're like, oh, the price is 11% lower than when you added it. But it doesn't say the price is now 22% higher than when you added it.
You need to go through and adjust your Amazon app because mine does.
No,
I still have all my K-Swisses in my wish list. It tells me the price on your K-Swiss men's court, whatever, just got reduced from $38.16 to $38.
No, that's what I'm saying. It tells you when they reduce, but they don't tell you when they increase it.
It tells me when it goes up. It'll say the price on your wish list or your price on your list has gone up from $38.16 to $38.45.
No, I mean, I see on the app or on the web, it doesn't tell me when it goes up. It just says, here's the price.
Oh, and mine always does.
The only way I know is that I actually put the price in the comment. I always put the lowest price and then if it goes on sale and I'm not ready to buy it yet because it's not enough, I'll put the new price. Or if it's just some big ticket item that I'm, just thinking about buying, if the price goes down, I'll track the lower price. I'll always track the lowest price. And that also helps me just not buy things because if something goes on a lightning deal and it's like $50 off, so let's say it's $200, it goes on a lightning deal for $150, but you're just not ready to buy it. And so you're like, all right, whatever, I'll just keep an eye on it, but I'll update my wish list and I'll add in the comments that it was $150. So now I'll never buy that until it goes back to at least $150 again. So it basically makes me say, don't buy it at $200. You ain't going to buy that at $200 because you already know they can go lower. They can go to $150. So
there is a website. I forgot what it was, but it was I got it from online or a TV show somewhere.
Online.
There's a website that tells you where you could put in the product and it tells you the lowest cost Amazon ever sold it for.
Yeah.
So you can track when it gets down to that lowest bit and be like, all right, now this is the lowest they ever sold it for. Let me just go ahead and buy it now.
I was doing that with ramen. I was doing that with the ramen noodles, but here's the thing.
All right.
I wasn't getting the notifications until even an hour later was too late. Like when I got the notification, and I forgot what the site, the app I got, I forgot what it was called, but it would send me a notification. I think it was like Camel something. I don't know. It would send me a notification an hour later. Of course, I didn't know it was an hour later. I just know, hey, I just got the app. When I would go check it, it would be like ramen noodles, $18. Like, what? And then I look at the app and it's like, no, well, it's saying it was $6 when, that was an hour ago. Why didn't I get the notification? So I just, I gave up on that now. I'm like, all right, if I get it when it's cheap, then I get it. And if not, but see, the thing about having it in your wish list, at least, is you'll get a notification.
So one thing I found, and this probably happened when I was at my brokest. Like I was dead ass broke. I don't remember what happened. I think I just had to pay a bunch of bills or something like that. But I was like, man, I need to go grocery shopping, but I have no money. Like I just had none. Like there was nothing there. So I had one of the things on my phone. I have like these little surveys or whatever that go through and this geo-tracking thing. And anyway, it builds up these points and I get free Amazon cards, like $5, $10, whatever's after I build it up. So I had these Amazon credits. I was like, I wonder. And I remember somebody told me about this, but I didn't believe it until I dated somebody who worked for a company that lists and sells on Amazon. And she had priced something on Amazon and she got in trouble for it, whatever. I was like, haha. And then I realized, like, wait a minute, there's probably a lot of stores that do that. So I went to Amazon. I think I typed in free it wasn't even, it was the grocery part of Amazon, Hello Fresh or Grocery Fresh or something like that.
Yeah.
I put in something stupid in there like chicken nuggets or chicken, and it brought these little banquet meals that were like little. They're like Lunchable size, but they're chicken nuggets with French fries. And it was like, these take EBT. And I was like, okay, I don't have an EBT card, but they're like 99 cents. But then at the bottom, it says, get $1 off when you apply this coupon. So like I'm like, that would mean it's free. And since I'm a Prime subscriber, I have free shipping. And I was like, what day is it? I was like, oh, it's Sunday, and my free day is on Monday or Tuesday. I was like, I don't remember. Let me see if it'll work first, because I'm already broke. I've literally got less than $10 in my checking account. It's like, all right, I'm going to try this. I put one in there, and it accepted it. I was like, what? I put 10 in there. It accepted it, and I was happy. I should have put like 50 of them in there.
This story is going to be the thumbnail. I was happy. Magix is happy. He got nuggets.
I was like, dude, I was dead ass broke.
99-cent nuggets.
No, they were free.
Oh,
because
that's
I applied the coupon. So it applied the coupon to each one. Because it was 99 cents a piece, and it was all free.
We pay you 1 penny for every nugget you get.
And I was like, oh my God. And I thought they were like little baby ones, and they were like full-size adult ones. I was like, holy shit.
Dang, that was
So I got them. The next day I got them, and I went back to order them. After I got the box, I was like, oh my God, they delivered them. Oh my God. As soon as I got them, I was like, I'm going to go back there and order them. They didn't correct the price. They just said this item is no longer available.
Probably because they sold out because everybody bought them.
And I had seen the same product at like Winco and Safeway, and I was like, all right, maybe if they're 99 cents, that's not bad. I'm only using the nuggets or whatever to put in salad anyway. So I went to Winco, and they were like $2, $2.30, $2.50. I was like, damn. I just made out like a bandit.
No doubt.
So those are the things I look for, like on Prime Day, is just prices that are $0 or under $1.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple of years where people got, I can't see them, the smart bulbs.
Right.
For like $1, a 4-pack for $1. I'm like, I could do that. I didn't need it at the condo, but in the house, yeah, I could definitely use that.
Especially if you got dots, echo dots all over the place. You could be like, Alexa,
I have 3 dots.
Red. Change the light to blue.
I have 3 dots. None of them are plugged in because, like I said, everything's still in the garage. But I would definitely get another dot because the original dot is like the original hard hockey puck. That just doesn't look right. I gotta have the smooth, like carpeted side of it.
Play Rick Astley.
No, I have a phone in here. Oh.
We about to wrap though.
Nice.
We're hitting 2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours. We're at 2:30. We started at 7-ish.
Oh, I must not have went live.
Oh.
I didn't go live right away. Remember,
Oh, okay.
Remember we had prep.
This is true. So, for those of you've made it this far and enjoyed our witty banter and technical knowledge, like and subscribe.
You learned a
you made
lot
this
this
far, you might as
episode.
well.
You did learn a lot.
And click the bell to get notifications when we go live again. Also, we have the M3 podcast. Oh, no.
If you saved $1 buying chicken nuggets on Amazon, come back and like this video, subscribe to the channel, jump over to the M3 podcast, subscribe over there, cash app us some money, whatever it takes.
Magix needs a new computer. I will take PayPal and Venmo and all sorts of stuff. Leave a comment.
Everybody. Oh, you know what though? I think you were saying this the other night. Is everybody needs to start their YouTube channel. That way, I can put everybody's YouTube channel next to their name, right in their lower thirds.
Oh yeah.
or whatever socials people want to talk about or advertise. But I can put like an @ something in there for people instead of just their regular name. That way there's a little bit of information so that people can find who their favorites are on the podcast. You might want to go to Mike D's channel. You might want to go to Joey's channel.
What the hell?
So,
okay.
So we're going to make that information available to our fans. But yeah,
I was trying to see,
subscribe, like, comment, share, tell your friends, share again. It's all about the share.
Wait, what is this? I feel like your missing guys would not approve of the talk of the tight top. Oh, gotcha. E-Dub. I keep wanting to call Eric E-Dub, but that's not right because his last name is not William. So
it's Big E. Big E.
Biggie. Biggie. Don't.
I kind of liked Eric Shagwell, but I guess there was just no.
Big E is better. Like Big E, like you could literally at some point we could do like a scratch sample, like a soundboard scratching. Like there's definitely Biggie because you could just take any of Biggie's. There's yours, which is Tommy. Yeah, but you could literally do the Tommy Atola, blah blah. There's mine because magic is in everything. It gets magic shots, magic kick. It's mad whatever. Chris is the only one that I don't think there's really anybody that has a rhyme.
Christo?
Except for Crisscross.
Christo.
Yeah, but that's Crisscross.
Well, we gotta get Joey to. We need to collaborate on doing the new opener for Enough to Be Dangerous because the opener is missing. We need the opener. We need that little kind of introduction to our viewers as to what this is all about.
And an updated one.
Yeah.
Not missing the people that are holding it down right now.
That's true. People are missing. And there are people missing from the episode right now.
But they're not in the upside down.
And what we've done is in honor of Big Brother, we've black and whitened their pictures.
Is that what Big Brother does?
Yeah, when you get evicted, you get your picture. So they have everybody's picture hanging up on the wall. Now everybody's picture is hanging on the wall. Day one, everybody's picture's in color. But once you get voted off, your picture goes black and white.
So sad. So sad.
But all right, everybody, we're bouncing. We will catch you guys hopefully next Monday night with a full cast. Otherwise, catch us on the M3 podcast, streaming soon to a YouTube browser near you.
That's why you need to click the button. Like it. Tickle the subscribe button.
And it's free.